What is going on, YouTube? Welcome to another video in my tutorial series, and today we are going to be talking about what I promised in the last video, which is I'm going to explain a little more on this private variable right here. Now, the reason why we have this as a private variable again is for encapsulation. And going a step further, what I mean by that is when we have variables within this cat class right here, we don't necessarily want other classes that have absolutely nothing to do with our cat class to be able to just freely access and modify our properties right here. And the way we prevent that is through the use of setters and getters. And the setter and getters are the way we set up the function names, and I'm sorry, the method names are a is a way that is, pretty much used by all Java programmers. So follow this syntax, all right? The first thing we want to do is let's go ahead and create our setter, and what this setter is going to do for us is set the variable name, okay? So in order to do that, we have to make this a public method so that classes outside of cat can access it, such as our dog class right here. So we would do something like this. Instead of this tom dot name equals tom, we would have tom dot set name, and would pass in a perhaps tom right here. And right now this is going to give us an error because this set name doesn't actually exist yet, and we're going to go create that. So public void set name, oops, set name, and we're going to pass in a string variable, which is what a string type variable, which is what this is, and we're going to call it name. All right. And one thing to note is if you have the same variable right here, so if we call this name the same name as the variable here, this gets really confusing for our program. So if you take a look at this right here, name equals name, right? Does this make a lot of sense to you? Perhaps it does, but the way we specify this explicitly, I'm sorry, is with a this keyword right here. So now our program knows, okay, when we refer to this dot name, we're actually referring to this variable right here. Okay, so this keyword is going to essentially be referring to everything that is within this cat class. And this name right here is called a local variable. So if we didn't have this right here, it's really confusing for our compiler because it's pretty much going to say, okay, you want me to assign the local variable name to name. Okay, that doesn't do anything for us, which is absolutely not what we want to do. What we want to do is, in fact, assign this variable name to the local variable name passed in. And of course, this can easily be avoided if you just name this something else, perhaps x, and we could have this. All right, now see that this isn't grayed out because it recognizes that this name is referring to this name right here. But I'm just gonna do this because I believe this is a more common way of doing things, so I'm gonna go ahead and follow suit. Now the next thing we're gonna want to do is we are gonna want a way to for someone outside of this class to retrieve the value. So we would have to create a getter method. So public. Now this wouldn't be void in this case because we actually want to return this variable right here. So public string get name, and what do we do here? All we would have to do is return the variable name. All right. Now let's take a look at how this affects our dog class right here. Oh, in fact, let me make a small little change here. For this greet method, instead of just printing meows, I'm gonna go on and go one step further and add a little something special here. I am going to print out the name and add a little text to it. So name says meows. All right. So that way we can see a lot better as to what this is doing for us. Now, so why don't we go on here and just get rid of this, get rid of this. Now we have two cat instances right here. We have one called Tom and one, I'll just call this Jerry, right? What the heck? We have a cat called Tom and a cat called Jerry. Now, the first thing we want to do is set the name of Tom to perhaps Tom. What about that? We'll just set it to Tom, right? And the next thing we want to do is now we want Tom to print to greet us. So we're going to call this greet method on Tom. Now same thing for Jerry. We're going to do Jerry dot set name Jerry and Jerry dot greet. And when I run this code, you're going to see exactly how our setters and getters affected our code. So if you take a look at this, well, I forgot, yeah, I forgot this right there. So let me just run this again. I forgot a space right there, so it looks really cluttered. So let me go ahead and add that in. Okay, so when we take a look at this, we can see we have this, which sets the variable Tom, the name, oh, I'm sorry, our variable name, Tom, and we run the greet method on the instance Tom. So basically, every time we create an instance of this cat object, it's its own thing. All right, it becomes its own class. So whatever this, all these stuff right here belongs to this Tom class, and now we create another cat class. So all those cat things now belong to Jerry, and those are two separate instances. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is public and private methods, or setters and getters, and private and public variables and methods. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button down below, comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.